How's it going, Dating Comic Book Investments? So, got some stuff back. Figure I'd go through it. Haven't made a video in some time, so give you updates on everything that's been going on. It's been really busy. I got in here a true one of one, and it is a very, very nice book. Very, very cool. I'll showcase that, talk about that a little bit. But yeah, so thanks for all the people that reached out to me, wondering, because I get it how it looked kind of weird. My last two videos were at the fire, and then poof, I was gone and hadn't really made any videos since then. I'm fine. The fire was pretty much done. It rained over the weekend, and so yeah, it's pretty much donezo. It was after I made that last video. Pretty much it was rained shortly after, like the next day, and everything was good. So thanks for all the people who reached out and were wondering what was going on. And yeah, I wasn't super worried. Like I said in my video that like the San Diego firefighters are better than the LA ones. No offense to anyone that lives in LA, but I'm sorry. Yeah, not a single structure burned down. I thought it was like someone's farm, but it turns out it was like an airport, so that was fine. Yeah, everyone was fine for the most part. Just obviously animals lost their homes, but fire is pretty much done. Yeah, also I did a video, I don't know, maybe a week or two ago, about like that sticky goose thing, and I was surprised. I just want to say one thing on that. I'm very surprised on how many people, like, I guess, came to my aid. I don't know if that's the correct term I'm trying to use, but were very supportive of me, even though I wasn't really looking for support. But I was very touched by all the, I guess, the love that I got from you guys commenting on. I was kind of more, I didn't feel like, at the time I didn't feel like Sticky Goose was really attacking me. So, but I thought it was more of like a joking thing, like kind of like back and forth. But yeah, so thanks for all the people that, reached out and said very, very nice things about me. So that was very, very nice. I never understood people that say never look at the comments section. Never look at the comments section. I've mentioned this before, but like every time I look at my comment section, it's always overwhelmingly positive. Like, I don't know what people are talking about. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the comic community in general. But there's always those people that, say some negative stuff just to be negative. But I would say like 99.999% is always positive, and or maybe like actual constructive criticism. Like maybe someone's like, oh, what's going on with your mic? What's going on with the video? Or maybe something like that. Or maybe you should try this or something like that. That's like, yeah. So always positive. So I don't know what people are talking about. I just haven't uploaded a video. Anytime that I'm not uploading a video, just know that I'm working on something. I'm working on the biggest video I've ever done on this channel, in terms, I guess, of editing, scale, and usually this is a saying I have. The more time I spend on the video, the less views it's going to get. So I would not be surprised if this gets like no views. I've been editing this video a bunch this past week, 2 weeks pretty much. And yeah, so I've been working on something big. I'm hoping, I like to dream big. So I'm hoping this will be like a new, maybe a new direction for my channel, but we'll see. It'll probably get like 300 views, and that'll be that. So it is what it is. So yeah, I'm hoping to. I mean, we also have the auction ramping up, so I've been busy with that. The featured auction starts next Friday. So today, if you're watching this video, today for me is Wednesday. Next Friday, the auction starts, and it goes for 2 weeks. And so getting everyone's stuff ready and up. Pretty much everyone's stuff is up. I just have to go through and adjust things and make sure everyone's pictures are there, and that whole thing. But for the most part, most people's stuff is up, like 90 something percent. So yeah, check out the auction. And if you want to send stuff in for consignment, well, the deadline has passed. So yeah, you can always send it in for our weekly auction, and our next feature auction will be every 3 months. So you can send it in now, and I tell people to send it in early, even though they love to wait till the last minute, because then I can talk about the books earlier. We can do, so for example, most of our marketing, we've already made the marketing stuff and emails and started sending out. So if you send in something that's, maybe a bigger book or something that unique or something we want to put more of a spotlight on, well, that time has, passed if you wait to the very last minute. Also, this new video I'm doing, I'm hoping that this will be a good way to kind of market some stuff. And so if this, series kind of takes off, or at least is somewhat decently okay views wise, then we will, we definitely want people to send it in even earlier so it can get more eyeballs on it. So that's why I tell people send it earlier. I'll do a separate video on that. But anyways, let's go to the first one. So this stack, most of the stuff, not all, most of the stuff, at least on this side, is going to be some like low grade stuff, like missing pages or coupons or things like that. So if you're into that kind of stuff, we've got a whole stack here. Origin first appearance of the Shining Knight. Okay, let's see. How can we get this going? Somewhere in there. I don't know. All right. Avenger Comics 66, 0.5, $5.99. Here? I'm going to have to move this stack. I would put this stack on there, but there's a magazine size. I don't want to hurt the case. Spider-Man 5 and a 0.5. $2.99. Like, obviously this is missing a page, so it will be a 0.5. Spider-Man 6. First appearance of the Lizard in a 1/8. $5.99. Printer needs to be realigned. It's all like bleeding. The ink is bleeding through. Spider-Man 7 in a 1/0. So all these are pretty low grade. At least this stack, like I said. $2.49. I thought it was gonna be a 0.5, but because there's like tape on the back, it came back in a 1/0. This one is a 3.5, Spider-Man 12. $3.49. This one's Spider-Man 13, first appearance of Mysterio. I rewatched at least the fight scene of Mysterio with Jake Gyllenhaal and Spider-Man. Very good. I love that scene. That was a great scene. All right, Spider-Man 13. Sorry, I had to get my dogs. They come to work with me, so they're right there. They're being a pain. Missing some pages. Man, $3.49. Ink. It's bad. First Punisher, Spider-Man 129. Missing a page and a coupon. $3.89. I think that's what it says. It's $3.99. $3.99. All this stuff is available on collectorscomics.com. So if you're interested in any of these. Spider-Man Annual Number 1, first appearance of Sinister 6. Missing a couple pages though. $2.59. Now, I'm not saying what I thought these were, because if you're missing a page, you're obviously going to come back a 0.5. If you're missing a page and low grade, these are all low grades. These are all like, if they weren't missing pages, they would all be like 1.0s to maybe 3.0 or something. Captain America, Avengers number 4. I think it says $3.99. I don't know. It's either $3.99 or $3.89 or something. I don't know. You have to check the website. This printer is just pitiful. But I've had this printer, I think, as long as I've had the business. So it's very old, but it works. It just needs to be realigned. And also, I printed this very small, so you can barely even see it, because I was trying to fit everything on one page, because I hate doing multiple pages. Batman 23, Joker cover, missing a page, $8.49. Move these over. Give me some room. So here's the thing. People have asked me this, and I've asked myself this. So right here is we have a Famous 448, but this has a green label because it's missing a page. And same with this Hulk 181, missing the value stamp. So usually if it's missing a page or missing a coupon or something like that, a panel, what have you, it gets a green label. But then why are those blue labels 0.5s? CGC doesn't even know. So we got a book and it came back a 0.5 and we're like, can you give it the green label, please? And we called them and asked them, and they're like, well, it's up to the grader. I'm like, okay, well, what is your standard? They're like, I don't know. It's whatever the grader decides. So usually if it's a higher grade, say it's like an 8.0, missing a page, it'll get the green label. But there's some, like, why don't they say, like, oh, if it's a 3.0 and below and it's missing a page, it's automatically a blue label 0.5. But if it's a 3.5 and above, then it's automatically a green label. Like, what is their metrics? They don't have one, which is absurd, which is straight up absurd. You are a business. You should have some metrics. And then tell people, hey, if you send this in and it's missing a page and it's whatever the metric is, under a 4.0, it's automatically going to get a blue label, 0.5. Versus if it's, higher, then it's going to get a green label. Like, you should have some kind of metric, at least, like, say it. It's so dumb. I looked at, CGC likes to keep things secret for some reason, which makes no sense. Makes zero sense. They obviously have metrics inside. Why don't they release that and let people know? Some things I really don't like. And the whole PSA coming in and people say it's going to create competition and all this kind of stuff is good because CGC's had zero competition. CBCS is not competition. PGX is not even existent. And so they never had to do anything. Nothing. At all. And so one example, if you go to PSA's website, I was looking at how to grade cards. They will show you, this is a 10.0, this is a 9.0, and it'll go through, and it has the exact same card in every single grade. It's a Mickey Mantle in every single grade, and they explain why. Okay, in order to get a 10.0, you're going to have this, 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 and this. If you want to get a 9.0, you're going to have this, this, and this, this. And it tells you like the defects you can have and can't have on it. And it basically shows you what they consider a 5.0, a 7.0, a 3.0, all that stuff. What you need to have. It doesn't show you how to grade, but it shows you the metrics. Like centering is really big in cards. So it's like, if it's off center by, this percentage, then they can never be higher than this, which is great. They should. CGC doesn't do any of that kind of stuff. Nope, doesn't. They should tell you, hey, if you send in a book and it's missing a page and it falls on this grade, it's going to get a blue label 0.5 or a green label. Yeah, it's just annoying. What is this? $6.49. And you think like, oh, David, you're just blind. You can't see this little small number. No, because the number right under I can see perfectly clear. It's like some numbers are just smudged, others are not. It's the printer. Maybe it's the ink cartridge. I don't know. It's one of those. All right, Hulk 181, 5.0, green label, missing marble value stamp, $14.99. See, read that perfectly. I'm not blind. I have great vision. This one, like I get more than this, but this is like something I'm showing. This is Street Fighter, number 1. This is the first Street Fighter book, and it's the gold label edition. And the funny thing is, it's like gold edition, 18,000. So they're telling us that they made 18,000. And I'm thinking to myself, 18,000 for a variant. This is 1993. How many was the cover A then, the non-variant? And for such an obscure comic book for back then, that's a huge print run to me for a variant. Like most variants are not that much. There are some variants that maybe hit around this. Maybe like the ones that are maybe they do like if they have a 1 in 250 ratio, then the shop has to order 250 to get that top book. So maybe they have, but that just seems like a lot. But in any case, if you look at this picture, this is literally the ugliest drawings of people. Like this, horrible. And I know art is subjective, eye beholder, but there is objectiveness. And objectively, this is very ugly. Uh, these people are horrible. Like the eyes aren't really the same. Like it's this M Bison. One eye's like looking like straight on, the other one's like looking down, and one's big and one's small. Like just objectively terrible. Like not proportioned correctly. Ryu's, I guess that's no. Ryu's thumb is going into like it's coming out of his glove. I don't know, but on the other hand, it's not. So you'd think it'd be like something that like wrap around his thumb. No, one is a bracelet like this, and the other one wraps around. So just really bad. I could pick this apart so much. M Bison's finger, you can't really tell. I mean, Sagat has like buck teeth that are off center. They're not even straight. Just objectively, everything in here is horrid. Just a bad drawing. Like Chun Li's proportions are not good. I don't know. It's just bad. And, you know, I don't know what else to say. But like they must have found like some kid who was like in high school and is like just wanted to break into comics and he's like, here you go. I don't know. But hopefully that person got better. That's all I can say. This one is Mr. Mystery #1, and it's signed by Mike Esposito. Anyways, it's to me. It says to Dave. It's my own personal copy. I got it signed by him back in 1923. No, it's not. This happens to be some other person named Dave. $14.99. Then I got a whole run of Wolverine Limited #1s, but it's kind of cool because they all have this like little Wolverine drawn in the little box down there by Joe Rubenstein. So yeah, I got a 7.5. That's $2.99. Got #2 in a 9.4. That is $3.99. And each one, it looks like he's smoking a cigar, but it's a different picture. So it's not the same picture every time. It's still Wolverine, but it's drawn a little different. And a 9.0. And then got a 6.5. I thought that was cool. So got a nice little set there. 6.5 is $99. Not too much, but kind of cool. All right, here's some pretty big books. Jungle Action #5 in a 9.8. $5,000. Amazing Spider-Man #1. There you go. There's a big book, but this is a restored book. I think it's light restoration. 7,000 for 5.0. And then this is the book I was talking about earlier. This is a true 1 of 1. Well, I mean it is a true 1 of 1, but technically, I guess down the line another one could pop up, but none has ever popped up. A 9.9 of First Jubilee. There is no other one. There's only this one. This is the only one there is. True 1 of 1. Now, it's been like, this is kind of an older label. So probably got graded like 10 or 15 years ago, and not a single one has gotten a 99 cents. So chances are it probably hold its 99 single highest grade for quite a while. But yeah, I looked this book over. It's very nice. It is very nice. It's not like one of those books where it's like you look at it and you're like, It is very, very nice. So 9.9, sure, yes, 100%. I'd give it that. A true 9.9. Anyways, but yeah, very cool. $7,000. Only one. That's it. The only one. I have the only one. No others. This I found very interesting. This is Sports Illustrated #1. So way back in 1954, and I have it up for $3,500. And I was like thinking, why isn't this one worth? I'm gonna give you some an economics lesson. Sure. Why isn't this one? Because Playboy came out in 1953, I believe. 1953, maybe 1954. I don't know. This was 1954. Why is Playboy 1, if you have a 9.8, worth like $1 bazillion? And this one is only worth $3,500 in a 9.8. Well, it's supply and demand. That's why I always tell you. So first off, this peaked at its circulation at 3 million copies. I don't know when, somewhere in probably 80s or 90s. Playboy peaked at 7 million copies, somewhere in like the 70s or 80s. And they both, obviously, it's a magazine, went down since then. So this is about half, a little, 40% as popular as a Playboy. If you look at like circulation numbers, all that kind of stuff. But sports is bigger. Maybe Playboy had less competition. There's more competition for sports magazines. I don't know. You'd think sports would be much more popular than Playboy. But nonetheless, why is it worth way, way less? Well, if you had a 9.8 Playboy #1, you're probably like in the camp of like a couple of people that have it. This has like 90 at a 9.8. That's why. That's why it's not worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's because there's just a lot of them. It doesn't take anything away in terms of like, hey, you got a 9.8 of a book that's from 1954, which is pretty cool. And it's a cool piece, but it says, supply and demand. Someone get them. And that's why I always talk about with like modern comic books is there's just so many out there and they're all 9.8s because they're brand new and people just get them graded. That it ends up devaluing things. And I mean, this is Sports Illustrated. They do the swimsuit edition. Sports is very, very popular. And so that's how it works out. But I mean, the thing is though, sports being so popular and people have read this book and probably grew up with it, things like that, you're not going to find one. So I think mine is the only copy that's available in a 9.8. That's not to say that another one won't pop up here and there, but most likely a couple a year. So, yep, anyways, that's that. I thought that was kind of cool. I got, at one point, I had Playboy 1 all the way up through current. And I remember, like, we were selling them, and I flipped through them, and, like, look at them, and, like, look at all the cool ads, look at all it was fun. It's fun. I mean, I know what you guys are thinking, but, I mean, the stuff they had back then in the 50s compared to what the stuff that you can get now on your phone it's not even, it's like looking at a painting from like the 1700s or 1600s or 1500s of a naked girl. It's really not the same as looking what you can see now. So looking at it was more of like appreciating the art versus the other way. So anyways, have a great day.